Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are so excited you're here with us this evening. Just know whoever invited you to the call must really care about you to want you to know about this amazing technology. I'm Nikki McCutchen. I will be your host, and we are going to talk about this technology that is truly changing people's lives. And that's why we are here for the next 30 minutes, just to share this time with you, get you some education, allow you the opportunity to ask questions. And so with that, we always start with our medical disclaimer. All LifeWave products are not intended to treat, cure, or diagnose any disease. If you are pregnant or nursing, please check with your healthcare practitioner first. And with that, we will get started. So what we're talking about is this really cool, tiny little patch. This is what it looks like. I actually have one. I was going to show this one. I have one on the back. I probably can't see it. That's probably kind of strange for me to show you one behind my ear. I put one behind my ear because I had this weird, I don't know, little knot thing coming up. So I was like, okay, well, you just stick a patch on it. That's how we do things around here, is we just put a patch on it. So these amazing patches are FDA recognized as general wellness products. It's a class 1 medical device. It's completely non-transdermal. So this little plastic that you see is actually, so that on the inside is completely sealed on both sides. Most people are used to transdermal patches, so something that transfers something from the patch into your body. This is completely sealed on both sides so that nothing can transfer from the patch to your body. It is all done through light therapy, and I'm going to get to the details of that in a minute as well. But that plastic is actually medical grade plastic, so like a Band-Aid. So if people are, allergic to Band-Aids, that's just one of those things. Most people are not, but just in case, the cool thing is because we're talking about light technology, they can actually apply it to the inside or even the outside of their clothes. It doesn't matter because it all works through infrared light. That adhesive is actually hypoallergenic. So again, people shouldn't react, but sometimes people have very sensitive skin and that does happen. So just be aware of that. This technology has a 96% effectiveness rate, which means that is absolutely incredible. That means there's only 4% of the population that this technology would potentially not work on. Okay. The reason I'm doing air quotes, not work on, is because usually, even if we sent you into a doctor to run blood tests after you've been using the technology for 6 months, you're going to have shown some kind, if you do that every 6 months, you're going to have shown some kind of results are happening. There are many amazing medical scanners that can be used, and you can actually see what is happening instantly because this is a light technology product with this technology. So, like I said, it is hypoallergenic, and that is made, that little fiber in there is made of a crystal lattice structure. Okay, so crystal lattice structure that's reflective at the microscopic level. So little crystals signaling and turning on a specific frequency that then is reflected, so like a mirror, back into the body, turning on different peptides. So there is no other technology in the world that does this. It's truly remarkable and amazing. Most of the time, if you are dealing with any type of light therapy product, it's a machine. It's a red light therapy. It's something you're putting over your face, you're plugging in, you're setting in a pod, you're laying on some type of grounding mat that has red light therapy. This is, you put it on your body and you get red light therapy for 12 hours all day long. Truly amazing. So the way, when I'm talking about light, okay, I'm going to use a big word, photobiomodulation. That just means light making change in the body. You all already understand what this is because every time you step out into the sun and the sun hits your skin and your eyes, it tells your body to make vitamin D. That vitamin D then goes and does what it's supposed to already do in the body. It's turned on by the sun. With this technology, you don't need to be in the sun. You become the sun. You become the light and the heat source. We emit a low-grade infrared light everywhere throughout our body, and that's what is reflected on that crystal lattice structure in that mirror of those crystals at that specific frequency back into the body. turning on GHK copper peptide. All of our patches turn on something, but we're specifically talking about X39. And so the GHK copper peptide gets turned on. The reason that this has a 96% effectiveness rate is because it also activates stem cells that are no longer operating optimally in your body. So what happens as we age, by the time we're 30, half of our stem cells are no longer operating optimally. By the time we're 60, 10% is all that's left that's operating optimally. So you can see between 30 and 60, aches, pains, illness, disease, all of these things start to set in that cause us all this different kinds of symptomology of issues. But if we can reset our body to a younger, healthier state where those stem cells are working the way that they were designed to in the body, then we can start to reverse whatever was going on with us, with the illness, with the aches, with the pains, with the disease. We can start to reverse that to a younger, healthier state. Now, another interesting comment is, well, Nikki, what if I don't have any issues? I feel good. I have lots of energy. I sleep well. Why would I want to use your technology? Because those stem cells are beginning to go not work optimally at 30. You may still feel great because you've taken really good care of yourself. You've ate right. You drank clean water. You've done all these things to make sure, because you care about pursuing health and wanting your body to operate optimally. But the cool thing is if you don't have this list of aches, pains, illness, disease, you're truly getting the opportunity to reverse your biologic age. So we have people who are in that state. They're 50, 60, even into the 70s, and they feel really good. They've done blood tests that then show, as they have tested their blood, like every 6 months going in, and they just continually, gradually get younger and younger biologically. So I know one person, she's 50, she's done this test. Her biologic age now shows that she's 25. I can give you many examples of people. 65-year-old lady who it shows that she's 37, 74-year-old man who's showing that he's now 47. So what we're talking about, when you don't have this list of things going on with you and your body is seemingly already to work well, because you're resetting those stem cells to a younger, healthier state, you truly are age reversing, which is so absolutely incredible and fascinating that we have access to a technology that is able to do that for us. And all we have to do, literally, stick it on your body, put it in a pocket, put it on top of your clothes. It doesn't matter. It is going to work because it is reflecting off your own body's infrared light. Now, some of you may say, that sounds super crazy, Nikki. What are you talking about? Well, let me give you an example, because you all already understand this as well. When you watch the movies and they look through night vision goggles and they're talking about a heat signature and they're seeing all those different colors, scientifically, that is a low-grade infrared light. That is the infrared light that is coming out from every part of our body. And it's that infrared light, so in the spectrum that we can't see with the naked eye, is getting reflected from this patch back into the body at a very specific wavelength, turning on GHK copper peptide. That copper peptide has been called the Holy Grail of healing. It was found over 50 years ago by Lauren Picard. If you like to geek out like me on scientific information, here is one of his books, just talking about all the things that this peptide does. There's been 50 years of research on this technology, or on GHK copper peptide, and what that peptide actually does in the body. So the fact that it can help to cause stem cells to reverse to a younger, healthier state is why we can get all these amazing things going on in our body. The only thing that even comes close to that kind of comparison is a stem cell injection. Now, think about this for a second. I told you earlier, why would someone who already feels great, sleeps great, has great energy, use our technology? Because it can truly reverse biologic age, okay? No one that feels that way, great energy, no aches, no pains, whatever, things going on in their body like that, they're not going to take a stem cell injection. So guess what? They don't have that opportunity to actually reverse age unless they utilize our technology. And they wouldn't even, there's no reason for them to consider a stem cell injection. Plus, stem cell injections are thousands and thousands of dollars. It's people who are in pain, have an ache, have an issue that is trying to figure out how to utilize stem cells to regenerate whatever's going on with them. The thing is even if they do something like PRP, where they take out their own blood and they spin it and they inject it back in, those stem cells are their own body stem cells, and they have access to whatever amount their body is at that age. So if they're 60, they only have 10% of those stem cells that are working for them anymore, which is why sometimes the stem cell injections don't work. Okay, so now I've given you a couple of things, and a stem cell injection is not going to reverse your age in any way, shape, or form. But the fact that with this one technology, you can have help with pain, you can have regeneration going on in whatever the issue is going on with you. And if you have no issues, you can truly reverse biologic age, which is amazing. So those two things you're already having access to with this one small, simple technology that you've taken 2 seconds to place on your body in the morning when you get up. And so that's just two amazing things. So let's go into something else. So I'm going to tell you about 5 different body systems. Again, the list is very long. Google GHK copper peptide, look it up on PubMed so that you can see all the studies, all the things that we already know that this is what GHK copper peptide does in our bodies. It also supports the cardiovascular system. So your heart, your blood vessels, the lining of your blood vessels, all at the microscopic level, helping to reverse and reset that to a younger, healthier state. So balance in your blood pressure. Okay. So that is something that I have seen over and over and over again is people have more balanced blood pressure when they utilize this technology. And sometimes for some people, it can be very quick. So that is really a fascinating thing because of course, a lot of people are taking their blood pressure on a daily basis. So that's an easy measurement for someone to see what kind of results they're getting with that. So your collagen, most people think collagen is just hair, skin, and nails. It's so much more. The collagen is actually the glue in our entire body that helps to stick us together, that makes us up, that allows us to walk and to move and to do all the things that we do. So our cartilage, our fascia, our ligaments, our tendons, in our muscle, every fiber, even the meridian system in acupuncture is actually teeny tiny spindles of fibers that run through our entire body that are made up of collagen. And so for this technology to be able to support the collagen, every single type of collagen we have in our body to do all the things that collagen does in our body, the elastin, it's phenomenal. So even if you were to go out and buy a collagen supplement, I think the best quality one I've seen has 9 different types of collagen. That doesn't even touch the 29 types of what we're talking about from the base, from all of the things that goes on. Those are just focused on hair, skin, and nails type things. This is supporting every part of the collagen. So your brain function. So helping to balance brain function. Our studies show that happens for most people around 6 weeks. That may not be for you, just depending on what other things you have going on. Just be aware that it helps with reduction in anxiety. I was talking to a gal this last week who that was one of the reasons she wanted to start on X39 was because, she just was having, feeling anxious and it would just come up and she didn't know why and didn't know what was going on. And I was asking her, how was it going? How was it feeling? She completely forgot that she was dealing with any type of anxiety. I think she's been using it for about, 3 months. So 3 months, well, actually 4 months. She's 3 or 4 months. And she totally forgot that she even had anxiety. That's what's amazing. That's why usually we recommend that we have these really cool health trackers to where you can just kind of keep track of just a list of different things going on with you so that you don't forget. Because people will be like, oh, and this is a gal who's really, like I said, pretty healthy. She's a physical trainer and just, very careful about what she eats, how she works out, all that kind of stuff, but was just struggling a little bit in that area. And so again, if it's gone, because she really does a lot of really good, healthy things, she totally forgot that she even had it until I asked her about it. So that's why we want people to track these things, because sometimes you'll think, oh, I don't notice anything. I don't know what's going on. But then you forget that you had something, and then now it's gone because you just are so busy and you keep living on about your life. So truly people can see that depression balance out, brain fog starts to lift, clarity starts to come back. Those are two things that I definitely noticed as well. The clarity was fantastic. Brain fog lifting, was so thankful for that. And I think for me too, it was more around the 3-month mark too, where I really started noticing things that I felt like I wasn't remembering well. That all came back and I was able to remember so much better. Wound healing, it helps if any type of surgery coming up, getting started on this well before the surgery is going to help that scar tissue remodel. Your immune system. Who doesn't want support with the immune system, especially like here in Oklahoma? Lots of people deal with allergies. So the fact that, again, we can have all these different benefits from one patch, but then potentially also even help with allergies, hold that off, allow our body to detoxify or deal with whatever it's combating against and what it's trying to get rid of, and just have that immune system functioning better for you is phenomenal. So all of those different things with one little patch. I know most people, if you are going to go to the doctor and address symptoms with those types of in that realm of those 5 different body systems, that would be 10, 15 different types of medications. And this, we're talking about giving your body the ability to operate optimally and reset or reduce or revamp whatever's going on in there. And it has access to what it needs to now help and support and turn back on things that are starting to age and decline. Collagen age and decline the same way that stem cells do in the body. So the fact that you can get both of those turned on at the same time and help them begin to reverse whatever's going on in combination truly sets people up for success and the ability to experience optimal health. So we always recommend, and I hope, I may even stop saying this because I never want to give the impression to people that they should just use the technology for 1 month for every decade that they are old. So if you're 50, you want to use it for at least 5 months to give it a chance to see what's going on with you. But really, that's only for someone, I would say, who already is operating at optimal health. If you have any kind of aches, pains, illness, disease, you really need to give it 6 months to a year and have those different checkups with your doctor, with your dentist, with your ophthalmologist to see what kind of changes that you're actually seeing, because you have something that you've had for a while. And so just to expect it to go away overnight, just in 3 months and 5 months, if you're 50, I think that's a little bit unrealistic, because we're talking about something completely natural. This is not forcing your body to do anything. It is allowing your body to access peptides that are beginning to age, that are showing signs of age. This allows it to then begin to operate optimally, which means it's got some things it needs to undo, which is going to take some time depending on how deep the list of things that now has happened in your body, how deep that is, because it's got to start unpiling them from the top, just like we would, if we had to, get down and fix a pipe in the dirt. We got to start at the top and we got to keep getting the layers off and off and off until we get to the problem to be able to truly regenerate and fix that problem. Our body's going to work that same way, where it's going to take time. So hydration is key. Good high quality water is super important. Reducing, I actually have a distiller. I use as a distiller, so I get everything cleaned out, all the forever chemicals, all the other junk. So, and then I put minerals back in. So hydration and high quality minerals along with electrolytes. We are electric beings. That's how our cells talk to each other, is through electricity. That's how they communicate back and forth. And it's the hydration in our body that allows that communication and that electrical conductivity to take place. So you need magnesium, you need potassium. Usually sodium isn't necessarily something that somebody needs, but for sure the magnesium and the potassium. Sodium, most people are already, they already have what they need for that. So 12 hours on, 12 hours off. I put my patches on when I get up in the morning. I take them off at night before I go to bed. And the next day I apply a brand new patch. So super easy. Again, you can place them anywhere on the body. We have over 90 clinical studies. There's over 200 patents. So truly a tried, true, tested technology that's been around for over 20 years that we know it absolutely works on the body every time. And we can send you to people to have different kinds of testing run to be able to show you that that is absolutely the case. So I would love to take your questions. Please raise your hand, put them in the chat. You can type them in the chat or raise your hand and come on. Or maybe you have a story for those of you who have been using the technology a while like I have. And yeah, so we would love to hear your stories and hear what you've seen as well with people. So what can we answer, or what story would you like to tell us tonight? Yeah, Leslie, if you want to come on, you can. I know you said you're driving, so maybe it'd be easier if you come on and chat with us. I don't know how you're typing and driving. Please be safe. We love you, dear friend. We can wait for you, Leslie, or you can just interrupt. Since you're driving, we'll let you interrupt. So
Okay.
Yay.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So one of my questions is, I'll just tell you both of them and then you can answer. I have a person that has feelings. Well, okay. I don't want to say a medical thing. Okay.
Perfect.
But
Yeah, just give me
what would you patch?
symptomology.
Yeah, if you felt like you had a torn meniscus, how would you patch? And then
Mhm.
also the other question is, how do we secure that the patches are still good when they have to travel in the heat, like to Oklahoma in the hot summer, Arizona, and stuff like that? So those are two questions I have, and you guys can answer them. And
Okay.
then I'll mute again.
Okay, yeah, you're great. Be safe driving, absolutely. So, in the heat, for sure. Like what I've heard one of the doctors say is they were talking about like you can even just go on and check the shipping date, and as long as it was. I think it was either 9 days or 7 days. Vicky, do you remember? It might have been 9 days. That if as long as it gets to you and you're able to bring it inside before 9 days, then you should be totally good. It won't have been exposed to the heat for too long. Do you remember, Vicky? Am I getting that right?
I don't remember the amount of days, but I know I believe I was told within five days.
Okay.
Um,
I I'm pretty sure I know it was longer than 5.
Okay.
So, but you can check the shipping date, and I can probably find that video and listen to that doctor talk about it again. But you can check the shipping date and then see when, and then if you have a problem, you just call the company, and they're supposed to be go ahead and send you out a new shipment. So yeah, or if if you're concerned about that, I would just do FedEx. A lot of times on just the regular orders, it's just $2 more. So to me, to have it faster and to know I'm not going to have to be worried about the heat, I'll just do FedEx for the extra $2. So that's an idea. And then on the knee, so I would patch the X39 and the Eon directly on the knee because I'm guessing if they have some damage there, they are in pain. The Eon is for inflammation. So that reduces inflammation. It activates a peptide in the liver. Again, all of this we're talking about is peptide therapy. So you don't need an injection. You can truly just wear eye patches. And so using that Eon for the inflammation reduction. Now, there are some other things that you can do, like you can utilize the carnosine and the glutathione to help try to rebuild cartilage. Sometimes with cartilage, if it's clicking, like if there's a piece that's jagged or whatever, they're going to have to go in and have that, it cut off or whatever. And all that surgery is orthoscopic for the most part now anyway. So usually the recovery time is not that long. Plus, the recovery time would be better with you utilizing our technology as well. But yeah, I've seen people have great results with things going on with their knees and then never even need surgery. So that's potential too. But if they want to hit it with everything, I would use X39, X49, Eon, carnosine, and glutathione. If they want to just go with the Eon and the X39, that is definitely something, to try, depending on their budget and what they could do. So does that help, Leslie? Did I get them answered?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Do you
it
have anything
does.
you want to
Thank
add,
you.
Vicki?
Yes, I actually just sent you a video. David Schmidt talks about how to carry your patches. So, that's very helpful.
Awesome.
And, yeah, he talks about how to carry it in a certain bag, where to place it, temperature wise, if it's cold out, if it's hot out, that kind of thing. Yeah, so there's just some helpful tips in there.
Is it in WhatsApp, Vicki?
Yes, I sent it to you on WhatsApp. I'm sorry, I was trying to
Perfect.
find that video, so I didn't hear your patching, Nikki. I'm so sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. Yeah, I said if they want to hit it with the kitchen sink, it would be X39, Eon, X49, carnosine, and glutathione around the knee.
Pop the spot with a lot. That's for
That's
sure.
right.
Yes.
That's right.
You can never fail if you put those patches around there. I mean, for me personally, when like I tore my bicep, that's all I did was I came in and I was like, I just started putting patches all over. So I know that really helped me because it was 5 weeks before I even knew that it was torn. So I was able to manage. The pain was manageable. So and something like that, like ligaments and stuff. This is just another testament. The other day I was feeling some like sharp pain in my right leg, and I was like, oh, what is that? So years ago when I had one of my female surgeries, one of the doctors had severed a nerve in my knee, in my hip, and I didn't have any feeling from my hip down to my knee. So it came back to me and I was like, oh my goodness, I haven't felt anything like this for years and years. But it was like God was showing me that it was being like repaired and fixed. So he just kind of like went through it. It didn't remain, it didn't stay. So it just kind of like drifted right on through. And I was like, thank you, Lord, because the technology works, you know what I mean? So that's one. And then I've also noticed lately, like today I was cleaning off some potatoes so I could throw them in the oven to bake them. And the poker thing that I was using stabbed me in the finger when I was cleaning. I was fine up until I was cleaning it, but it stabbed me. Now before I used to, if I cut myself, I would bleed like profusely. It would just be all the time because they had me on different medications before I started this technology for my bladder. So I always bled a lot and bruising. I bruised like horribly. Like my dogs could, jump on my legs and the bruises would just like appear on my shins or my legs. So both of those have definitely gotten better, and I'm so thankful for this technology. I can't say enough about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And the bruising really too, even with that, I think it's a vitamin C deficiency, but like with the technology, because it's helping the circulation of what's going on in our body, like it just seems like it moves out so fast. So I know like when I tore my Achilles, I came home and barely a bruise was just starting to form on my leg. And the second I just, like Vicki said, I'm patching a whole bunch of patches, and literally that bruising went away almost instantaneously and literally did not come back until after I had the surgery. And then even after the surgery, I never got that, you would expect like your whole base of your leg, especially when you bruise easily, would be bruised up. And really none of that ever happened. I literally went to that yellowy color, along my Achilles there. It never got really black and blue. It literally went to that yellow color after the surgery and then just was gone very quickly. And didn't you experience that as well, Vicki?
Yeah, so after I had my surgery for my torn bicep, so of course I was patching on top of the cast. And I was like, I wonder what it looks like in there. So when the doctor cut the cast off, it was like this it was like a little spot over by my elbow area, but it wasn't like really black and blue, like you said. It was just very, very mild, like a little bit of yellow color. And I had noticed it, but that was it. And he was surprised. He was like, wow, it looked really, really good. But
Mhm.
yeah, that also helped with the swelling, bruising, mobility for me for physical therapy too.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, for sure. I didn't have any issues with mobility at all, which was, I mean, very shocking to my physical therapist and stuff. I didn't have issues of mobility before, but there wasn't any, that then were lingering or caused because of the surgery, which was really pretty surprising to a lot of the medical professionals. So, anyway, yeah. Any other questions, Leslie?
I think that's it. Thanks,
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, awesome. Well, thank you all so much for being on the call tonight. We so appreciate you and are just glad and glad to be able to be available to answer your questions. Please make sure you get back to the person who invited you to the call. Also, just as a reminder, we will have a Wednesday night call that actually goes through all of our patches as well as our business model. And then on Thursday night, I am super excited about the Thursday night testimonial. Like I said, she's a trainer, so she's super healthy. And her results have just been phenomenal. Some things that we would all like to say, oh, yes, I would like to have that happen with my patches. So please come back and join us. Both of those Wednesday and Thursday calls are at 7. And then, of course, we will be back on Monday. So please invite people. We're here for education. And if you haven't started patching, please make sure you get started patching. Tell that person who invited you that you're ready to get started now. So with that, we pray blessing over each and every one of you. Good night, everyone.
Good night. God
Bye.
bless.
Love you guys. God
Good
bless you
night.
guys.
God bless.